Hi, this is Loki at Slapdash Videos, and today I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to replace your battery in your Samsung Galaxy S7 mobile phone. Since the S6, Samsung have made the massively annoying decision to seal the battery into their phones, much to the anger of their loyal users. The last model to have an easily replaceable battery was the S5, and it didn't help that when Samsung decided to make battery life more difficult for us with the S6, they also removed a micro SD card slot along with the option of extra external memory. After a huge backlash from angered followers, Samsung brought back the micro SD card slot for the S7 and all future phones, but with the non-sealed battery we weren't so lucky. In Samsung's defence, I've been told that the battery is required to be sealed for the waterproof or more really water-resistant models, as the S6 was the first water-resistant phone in the series, so that does actually pan out. Now you're probably used to just popping off the back of your phone, getting a new battery, sliding it in and clipping on the back, and that'll be done. But unfortunately there's a bit more to replacing a sealed battery, as I'll show you. I'll now take you through the steps, quick time. So first of all, you will need a Samsung S7 replaceable battery. Pretty obvious. The Samsung Galaxy S7 removal tool. This is for removing the SIM and micro SD card, but a simple pin will do the same job. A hairdryer, or a heat gun if you have one. This is a crucial device for this, so you'll be able to heat the phone's adhesive glue. A thin tool. I've just used this metal card. Some playing cards, preferably ones you don't care about in case they get damaged. A Phillips screwdriver. A can of compressed air. Not essential, but helps blow the dust off once the phones have been opened. So first you will need to remove the SIM card and the micro SD memory card from the SIM tray in the phone using the removal tool, or a pin will do. This is a wise precaution to avoid damaging them when you apply heat to the phone. Now you will need to apply heat evenly around the phone using a hairdryer or heat gun if you have one. I assume most will just be using a hairdryer though, like me. The trick here is to distribute the heat around the back of the phone, but being careful not to use too much heat that it melts or damages the device. It's best not to use the highest heat setting and try to give heat in short bursts to avoid any damage. Once you've heated the sides and the back of the phone nicely, the adhesive glue that holds the phone together should now be soft and tacky enough to begin breaking the seal around the side using a thin or sharp tool. Now that you've made an opening using your appropriately thin tool, slide a playing card or thin object, such as a guitar plectrum, into the crack to keep the sides wedged open. This will stop the adhesive glue from setting the phone shut again. You will need to keep inserting cards or the equivalent into the crack as you work your way around the sides and the corners of the phone until you've opened all of the back of the device. You may need to keep reapplying heat in the areas where the glue has started to harden again. Now you can carefully pop off the phone's back cover. The camera lens is now exposed, so it's worth taking advantage of this by using a dust cloth to carefully remove any dust. I used the one that came with my phone's screen protector. I also used a blast of canned air I had spare to blow away any dust from the back of the phone. It's now time to use the Phillips screwdriver for the rather tedious task of unscrewing the 13 screws that hold in the 3 main phone parts that covers the battery. Then remove the 3 plastic pieces to reveal the battery. So the order I did this was by removing the top piece first, followed by the large middle bit, and then lastly remove the bottom part. Now you need to disconnect the battery flex cable that connects the battery to the phone. This can be quite fiddly, and you need to be careful not to damage the components whilst removing the cable plug. I used a little tool to carefully disconnect the plug. Once disconnected, you will need to carefully leverage the battery out of the phone, which is also stuck in place with the same adhesive glue as the cover. I used the same thin tool from earlier that I opened the phone with to prise the battery out from its sides. You may want to apply some more heat to the phone to loosen the glue as you did when opening the device, but you don't want to concentrate any heat directly onto the battery now that the cover is off, as this could cause the battery to set fire, and you do not want that. It's best to apply heat on the sides and the front of the phone, but from a distance, so not to damage the screen either. I personally didn't apply any further heat as the glue was still tacky enough for me to remove the battery with just the tool I used. Once the battery is completely removed, it's now time to insert the new battery. Make sure the battery is fitted firmly in place and now connect the flex cable plug. The 3 modular pieces will need to be refitted back in place over the battery. I put these back in reverse order as I removed them, which was bottom piece first, followed by the large middle bit, and then lastly replace the top part. Right, you now have the same tedious task as previously, but you need to screw all of the 13 screws into the back of the phone using a Phillips screwdriver. Once you've screwed all the Phillips screws back in, you now just need to put the phone's cover back on, which is the last part. First, apply heat to all the edges of the back cover to make the adhesive glue nice and tacky again. Then carefully line up the cover the correct way around, and lastly close the cover firmly shut, making sure that all the device is sealed tightly again. And that's how to replace your battery on a Samsung S7 mobile phone. I hope this was useful to you, and thank you for watching. As always, like and subscribe to show me some love and support. Loki out.